Howdy folks, Anarcho Bacon here. Now it's been a long time since we've done a video. So today we're going to be covering packet data setup for EF Johnson Viking radios working in Armada. So just to start off here, we've got a few different things that we're going to need to work down. So in global and general 2, we're going to need to set our subscriber and mobile computer IP addresses. These are the LAN IPs that are going to be used for the local area side. We can effectively consider the P25 packet side of things, the common area interface, to be the WAN or wide area network. So this is actually backwards from what I tend to do. This is kind of what it started with. So I tend to use a mobile computer IP of 192.168.128.1 and then increment it up by 1 for the subscriber IP. So when you establish the packet data session, you can ping this subscriber IP address here, and you'll get a response from the radio on the LAN side of the network. Other important detail here, you'll generally need to have a different pair of LAN IPs for each packet data enabled subscriber on the network. So on our next one, we might want to set it to be something like this. Now, you may be better at networking than I am, and you might be able to make it work differently. Okay, next we go over to our NAT list. So we're going to add a couple of NAT entries. So use I was told by EF Johnson Engineering to use 7999 for the WAN port, 7000 for the LAN. I've found that it works with other values as well. We're going to use a LAN port of 7000 just to start. We'll need to use our CAI IP range here. Actually, this will accept broader subnet mask, so you can do something like this. So then no matter what value you have for the last 2 octets of your CAI IP, it'll still get NATed. So effectively what this is doing is it's taking all of your WAN traffic on 7999 and it's sending it to port 7000, 7001, and 7002 on the LAN side. You'll want to duplicate this for both radios. That's something that should be mentioned. Then we'll go over to our radio tab or our code plug tab, which just depends on which version of Armada you're using. The nomenclature was changed. We're going to enter our common area interface IP. So here we're using 10.100.100.9. Just make sure that you have something entered there. And then we'll go back to our template and go to Systems. Use System A here. So we're going to have data registration enabled is going to be unchecked. That's to enable the radio to register with a data registration server, which is more system infrastructure level stuff that we're not going to be covering today. Been told it's only supposed to work if you have a data enabled Atlas system. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that is the information I was given from EF Johnson Engineering. So IP assignment type, we're going to use static, and then the radio will use the CAI IP that we just assigned it. Data strapping mode, that is use case dependent. You can strap clear or strap secure. If you strap secure, then you can select a data key. This is important. We check data peripheral enable. That needs to be checked. We have the ability to set the data peripheral mode. So we're going to want, depending on the use case, to use either direct or repeated. If we choose direct, it'll automatically transmit on the repeater output for all data calls. Naturally, if it's a simplex channel, there's going to be no change there. And then if we select repeated, then the data calls will be transmitted on the repeater input, and they will be transmitted through the repeater system. So if we use direct, it tends to insinuate that your data base station is at a good prominent location that most of your subscribers will be able to reach. It's just something to keep in mind. If your data base station is just a portable hooked up to a laptop and you have a fixed site or portable repeater, then you might want to use repeated data to make sure that your data base station is able to talk out over the net. And we're going to go to our advanced tab. We're going to turn ARP cache expiration up to 1 hour. And I recommend, depending on the end user application that you're using, you may want to turn CAI data max transmit attempts down to 2. If the end user application supports retry in software, then you'll definitely want to turn that down. Otherwise, you may find yourself in a situation where you're flooding the air with excessive data call packets, and you don't want that. That's going to cause a lot of problems. Now, getting into the radio user interface side of things, we'll go to Global, we'll go to Lists, Accessories, and I'm going to create an accessory for P25 packet data. It's just called P25 packet data. This is extremely important. If you do not have this accessory populated and selected, the radio will not go into data peripheral mode. It'll still respond to CAI IP pings and other data calls, but it will not be able to interface with a computer. Now, our next thing that we're going to need to look at, we're going to go to Portable Options. I'm going to set that baud rate to 9600. This all runs it at 9600 baud. All P25 FDMA calls do, including data. Data is no exception. Then lastly, we're going to go to Buttons/Menu. Go to, we can do soft buttons and menu, or menu, it does not matter. We're going to make sure that we have a soft button for P25 packet data and one for accessory select. Now let's grab a radio and I'll show you how that actually works in the radio user interface. Alright, welcome to the radio bench, and please bear with any cat noises in the background. So, we can scroll through our soft buttons here. We've got our data soft key and our accessory soft key. So that turns packet data on. We go into accessories, side port, P25 packet data. Remember to do both of these before you hook the radio up to a PC for a packet data session. Otherwise, it will not establish a PPP section correctly, and you will pull your hair out. The cat agrees. Go into radio info. This is new on, I think, 8.46 code. We have a network info tab. We can see our over-the-air IP address here in the radio GUI. So that's nice. So we have the IP peripheral context icon up in the top left, and you should be seeing momentary received calls and transmissions. So what that is, it's actually reticulum node that is sending out announces and messages to this radio's CAI IP address.